Hello traders, you can follow me at Gumby9662C on Twitter, please. At the bottom of the video, would you please hit like and any comments you possibly can about the markets and your beliefs and stuff of how the markets are going and stuff. But I'm starting with TLT, and today we're seeing a divergence between TLT and the IWM. IWM is going to the moon, but TLT is really not selling off that hard, so just keep that in mind. This could be a sucker's bet for the indices to go higher, or a last gasp attempt to push indices to all-time new highs, because we're not even feeling yesterday's gap on the bonds, and you know, we're starting to see our signal line turn here on the 10-minute. I'm really thinking here into the close we're going to see a cross there, and bonds actually catch a bid here real soon. If you look on your quad here, intraday, if you notice, all of a sudden the ticks are starting to turn more negative here since about, I don't know what that, 11:45, and we're starting to wane lower. And I do have SPY puts, and I have IWM puts. Now, if you look at your SPY intraday here, we're right now crossing below our signal line, so pretty good chance we're going to come back down to the breakout level that we saw earlier today. So I'm not for sure how far we can come back in, but heck, there's a lot of room down to the support line. We could easily give half back today on SPY. Several of the FANG stocks aren't even participating in today's rally. You got Facebook, Apple, and Netflix. Netflix was a good short earlier today while the markets were rallying. But right here at the signal line on that too. So I'm really thinking we're going to come back down here on our Qs too. And as you can see, IWM has already broke our signal line, so we could have a rapid decline here all the way down to 136.40 area in relatively short order, and I do think that's going to happen today. Earnings to keep on the watch. Nvidia, they're pricing imperfection on this one here, so any hiccup at all and this thing is probably going to sell off. Yelp, which I was bullish on. Activision Blizzard, I'm a little bit more bearish on. Pandora, I'm bearish. Zynga, I'm bearish, of course. Expedia, that one there could probably outperform because travel has been very hot here lately. And then Skechers, which is retail, I am bearish on. So gives you some ideas there. CERN, I don't know much about that. News Corp. Advertising dollars with the election and everything, I think News Corp's probably going to do pretty well. Really strong advertising dollars this past quarter. And with everything going on, we'll see what happens. And then CyberArk's reporting tonight too, and I was bearish on that. Here's tomorrow's earnings. There's really nothing of any significance tomorrow. Okay, Teva's got a whole slew of internal issues of fraud and corruption and stuff, so I'm not touching that one. Excuse me. Arctic Cat, with some of the earnings coming out, like with Hog, Harley Davidson and stuff, I'm thinking Arctic Cat is probably going to be pretty good here. And then Noble Energy, that's probably going to be pretty good. And let's see here, and that's the only ones I really follow. Oh, before I move on here, China inflation rate, which is a major indicator for China, because keep in mind, commodities are taking off to the moon here in the States with the big infrastructure thing going on with Trump. And as these commodities get more and more expensive, that creates inflationary pressures in China. For years, we've been exporting our inflation to China. Well, when these commodities start catching a real good bid, it really hurts China. So keep this in mind. For this could hurt Chinese markets and quite possibly the global markets, with China having a huge inflation rate, which is likely. Okay, and then you have Japan industrial production, which should be okay come Monday. Some earnings. One second here. Yeah, these are Tuesday, so now's the time to be thinking about earnings that's going out next week. Fossil, I think it's going to do bad. Hain, I really don't know much about Hain Group, so I can't Hain Celestial. Okay, Mylan has been doing very well this quarter. All kinds of activists coming in there and buying it up, so that one's probably going to do pretty well. Express Scripts, this one for many quarters has not been doing very well. Their margins are getting squeezed pretty good, and a lot of places like CVS and stuff are not accepting them anymore, so that's one that's probably going to be bearish. And Boyd Gaming is a gambling stock, so the casinos could be active come Monday or come Tuesday. And two others that I follow regularly: Morrison Coors, that's a brewer. I think they're probably going to have a pretty good quarter for that type of industry, especially with the inflation. Many places the minimum wage has gone up, and cigarettes and booze tend to do pretty well in that environment, in my opinion. And then also you got LifeLock, and that typically does well whenever you have a lot of concerns over hacking and stuff like that. And now with the issues getting resolved with Russia, I'm thinking LifeLock is probably one of those that's going to be missing on their earnings. Some quick dividends. American Airlines went ex-div today, and then Apple went ex-div today. I tried to do a short on Apple, but with the strength in the markets, I was up really nice earlier, and I'm back to zero right now. And as I mentioned in a prior video, the big ex-dividend for tomorrow, which you have to buy today if you want the dividend, Simon Property Group. So it's probably going to have a nice gap down tomorrow because of the dividend being paid out tonight. Okay, and then you have Wynn Resorts and ConocoPhillips. Those are the big ones tomorrow. Okay. A couple others starting Monday. You got Amgen, who lost a court case last night with a Regeneron, and this should keep a bid under the stock until Friday close, because Amgen's going to be paying out a pretty sizable dividend come Monday. So it goes ex-dividend Monday. And then you also have Valero, which is a refiner. It's been rallying and stuff. And you have Target. Those are the big boys. Eli Lilly's paying out too. It doesn't pay as big a dividend, but just keep that in mind. Some of the dividends coming up, and it's going to put support under the stocks. And then the big payout Tuesday will be Chevron, and then you have some Microsoft, Mattel, and Marathon Petroleum paying out Tuesday. Some events that are hitting for next week, you got Mattel and Whole Foods having shareholder meetings. And man, after those earnings that Whole Foods put out today, I can see some pretty upset shareholders. So, oops, that's Thursday. Yeah, as far as stocks that I follow, Wednesday you got Time Warner Cable having a shareholder meeting. So really not much going on till Wednesday on the shareholders. To finish this week's calendar up, remember we had a bunch of bond issuances, and initially we kind of flattened out, but now bonds are catching a bid again going into the close. So just keep that in mind. We still have, see, it's 12.50 here right now. So we have a 30-year bond auction still to go. We have a Fed head speaking at 1:10 today. So he's going to be talking about interest rates, and likely he's going to be talking down interest rates. So that's going to add to the fuel to the fire on the bonds.
You're asking me, what do you think when...
Another thing to think about, Fisher, who is another Fed head, he's speaking Saturday. So keep that one in mind. And then you have consumer sentiment, which we all know sentiment's pretty high right now. So that's not going to be a big deal. So just keep in mind here, we have more T-bill auctions Monday. We have Janet Yellen speaking Tuesday, and we have the other Fed heads speaking Tuesday. So typically that might prop up some volatility going into that news. That's all I have to say, and I'll see you tomorrow.